All right, so we're going to go through the questions that you have. So I'm not going to go through the first three actually, because all got the first three correct. So I'm going to go through this question that most of you got it wrong. Now, take a look at this sentence. What does it say? It says Timber took home 1/4 of it from a party. So if this is, what I have here is 1/2 of the cake, which is 4/4. And 1/4 of the cake would be this. So this is what he took home. Okay, that's what he took home. And what he took home, he ate 1/3 of the cake. So that means this and cut it into 3. This is what he ate. Okay, into 3 units. So all this will be 3 units. Okay, so he ate 1 unit. Total, how many units? How many do we have? If I count, it is a total of how many units? 4. Is it 4? No?
12.
How many units would that be? 12, yes. So total will be 12 units. He ate 1 unit. What is he left with? What is he left with? He's left with 2 units. He's left with 2 units, right? No, he didn't take home this 9 units. This 9 units here, he did not take home. He did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he only took home this. Sorry. He only took home this. Yeah. And he is left with
units.
this. So this is what he's left with. He's left with 2 units. So out of the entire cake, what fraction is he left with? He's left with out of the entire cake, which is 12. This is equals to 1/6. Because what fraction of the cake refers to this, which is your 12 units? So he is only left with 2 units. So out of the cake of 12 units, he's only left with 2 units. That's how I get 1/6. Okay? So only Gordon got this question right. Congratulations. Okay? All right. So the rest of you have to be careful when you're reading the question. Okay, the question says you cannot say it is 2 out of 11 because they didn't ask you of what's left. Fraction of the cake that he took back that he ate. No, wait, let me see. So Lena's answer, yes, that's right, Lena, correct. Okay, so Evan, the concept that you have in mind, it is not out of 11. It has to be out of the entire cake, which is 12 units, okay? Or 6. Now, I think someone wrote it down. I think it's Evan, is it? You wrote it down like this. I think you have to use the function and ensure that your answer is in this format. Then they will mark you right. Okay? All right, Evan? Yeah. Okay, so take note there is a fact you can put in, I suppose. All right. So this is for question number 12, where most of you got it incorrect. Now I'm going to note the other questions that some of you got it incorrect, or rather most of you got it incorrect also, is question number 9. Again, Gordon got it right. And Zahao got it right. Who else got it? Tanishka got it right. Okay. And Zanice got it right. I don't have Zanice here. Okay. So, but now let's take a look at this question. So the figure is made up of same size. So what is the total number of small squares? Total small squares that make up the entire figure is 9. Ratio the number of unshaded parts to the total number of squares. So total we have this. So out of total, so this is total You want, this is the unshaded line. Okay, so now notice that this is a triangle, right? So what I do is this triangle and I move it here, can or not? Okay, this is not shaded. I take the shaded triangle, shady purple last thing, purple, and then I move it here, can or not? I can do that, right? So then this becomes unshaded because I move it here. So how many shaded triangles do I have? Shaded triangles will be 3. So that makes unshaded triangles, sorry, not triangles, unshaded squares. So I have 3 shaded squares, and unshaded squares becomes 6. So we want unshaded, so it's 6. Now, but that's not my answer because it says here, I must give it in a simplest form. So, common multiple of 6 and 9? 3, very good. Okay, so I can divide both by 3 to give me 2:3. So that's my answer. Okay. Now, the next question. Now, how many have learned division of fractions? Division of fractions. Multiplication of fractions. Division of fractions is actually covered at P6.
In school, I don't learn it, but I know a bit. I know a bit. I know a bit.
You know a bit.
Yeah, but my school
Okay.
not teaching it yet. My school not teaching.
No, because division of fraction, you will learn division of fractions in primary 6. So you're in primary 5, so you only learn up to you have done multiplication, have not done multiplication of fractions. Not that, so everybody's done it. Okay, so now you know that division and fraction and division is still is the same, right? So if I were to rewrite this in the form 35/10, can I do that? Because this means it is also a divide, right? I can write it down this way. So if I were to write it down this way and then simplify my answer, what is the common number that I can divide both the numerator and denominator? Very good, thank you. So I divide by 5, I'll get 7/2. Now, I need to write it down in terms of a mixed number. What is a mixed number? Mixed number means I must have a whole number plus a proper fraction, not on any ordinary fraction, but it must be a proper fraction. It cannot be an improper fraction, right? So I can write it down as, anyone can give me an answer? Oh, nobody. Joseph? Oh, Josiah, is it Josiah? One whole, no. Again, the fraction has to be a proper fraction, which means that the numerator cannot be bigger than the denominator. So, Tanishka, not your answer is not correct. Zain, 3/1 out of 2. Yes, Zain got it. Dan got it. Okay. So what they give me is it is 3 whole. So this is the same as 2/2 plus 2/2 plus 2/2 and half, right? So that's 7. So this is your 3 whole and a half. All right, so that's 3 whole and a half. All right. So Tanishka, got to be careful. Your proper fraction, the denominator, the numerator cannot be bigger than the denominator. Liana can be simplified further. So Liana's answer is 3/5/10. Now take note that this 5/10 can be simplified into half. So improper fraction will be 3.5. All right. Okay. Now, moving on to question number 11. Okay. For this type of question, if you want to make sure that you take the shortest possible time, because there are 4 options, right? There can be many combinations, am I right? So in order to take the shortest possible, you look at this ratio. The 2 children, the ratio of these 2 children, okay, child first and second child, the ratio 5/12. Now, for it to be 5/12, they must be multiples of 5. They must be multiples of 12. So in
so
this
must both
case,
have the common one.
same, you can divide or multiply them with the common number. Now, but for a 5, okay, you must make sure that the number when divided by any you a multiple of 5. So in this case, if you look at your list, okay, so you look at your list, which one will give you a multiple of 5? Anyone? Which one will give you a multiple of 5? Okay, nobody? And child Q will give you a multiple of 5 because it is a 10. So that means I do times 2, right? So if I times 2 here, I will get 24. Do I have a 24 anywhere? Yes.
Yeah, child P. Child P.
Yeah, we have. So what should the ratio, how do I write the ratio? Shall P is to Q or Q is to P?
Q is to P.
Very good. So it's Q.
Because Q represents the 5, right? For 5/12.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Then child
Correct.
P
So
is,
again,
yeah.
yes. So that's the shortest possible way to get to the answer so that you don't have questions. All right. Now let's look at question 13. Question 13 is an interesting question. Actually, there are many ways, but if you're able to then come up with a value to your units, you can do that. Okay, now let me show you this. In Alice, okay, Alice, you didn't get this right. So okay, so Alice and a few others and the rest you did not try. Okay, so you have to try them. Okay, make sure you do that for this. Oh, by the way, for the next lesson, next Monday is a public holiday, so there is no lesson. So you can actually attend the lesson on Saturday, which is on the 6th of May at 5 p.m. Okay, just make a quick note to tell your parents that next Monday there is no lesson, but you will attend the Saturday 5 p.m. class on the 6th of May. Okay, it's not my class, but it is Miss Susan's class. Okay. All right, so let's look at question number 13. It says here the ratio of the number of marbles in box B to number of marbles in box A to the number of marbles in box is 4:1. And it also says that there are 964 marbles in A than B. So with this, remember, more than, we can represent it as a model 964 more marbles in A than in B. But they already gave me the ratio of A and B. A is 1 unit and B is 4 unit. So which means that the difference here between A and B is 960. And the difference is 3 units. Okay, so from here, am I able to find the value of 1 unit? The value of 1 unit from here? Do you want to guide me along? How do you find the value of 1 unit? We know that 3 units is equals to 960. We go to